And we are recording. Sarah, it's good to be with you.
You too. It's nice to be with you too. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Razi, the New Jersey State Chair at Yale, and I'm with Ben today. And we are starting a podcast. Welcome to our amazing podcast, dudes.
So, my name is Ben. I'm a Pennsylvania State Chair for Young Americans for Liberty. So, we're both pretty much in the same line of work. We're pretty good, close colleagues. And we've been talking about doing this podcast since literally December, I think, like last
Oh my
December.
God. It's been that long. It's August now. What? Okay. At least we're here now.
I just remember when we were in Texas in January, we didn't have that much time to like talk, but I think I went up to you and we're like, hey, we should talk about that podcast idea that we had. Like, and that was
Yes.
early January. So like
Okay, we're here now. So, I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, as Ben was saying, we actually had this podcast planned out for the last 8 months. What the fuck? And now we're here. So yeah, we're officially pulling like that classic libertarian on you guys.
Oh yeah, yep, never on time. But the name of the show is Thorns in the Side of, and the purpose of this show is to be thorns in the sides of the worst things in the world, at least from an anti-authoritarian perspective. So like politicians, we're gonna crap on them. Governments, we're gonna crap on them. Organizations that may or may not be competing with the one that we work for, we're gonna crap on. But before we get into that, I think you and I wanted to like do a little Revolution 21 recap, right?
Yeah, so Revolution 2021, that was like our best event, like the best convention we've had in over 13 years of our history as an organization. We had like 1,500 people there, including state representatives and like guest speakers that we invited. And it was an amazing event overall. Like, I remember I was not expecting this from Yale, like Yale doing all this. Like, I was like, whoa, I just walked into literal heaven, like literal libertarian heaven. And it was probably the best convention. And seeing Ron Paul on stage literally made my heart stop. And I was like, oh my God, my libertarian dreams just came true.
No, you can't idolize politicians, Sarah. That's not libertarian of you.
Oh God, but it's Ron Paul.
Yeah, no, the dude is a legend. He's done more for
Yeah.
liberty than almost anybody else in the country. So, yeah, I
Yep.
love that dude. My heart also skipped a beat when he walked out on stage. It was pretty epic.
Should we talk about how Yale literally trolled everybody?
Yes. Okay. So Tom Woods, legendary historian. I'm a huge fan of Tom Woods. Comes out and he introduces Ron Paul and he goes, so we got Ron Paul. He'll be speaking through video call today. And then you just hear like a super loud, like audible groan from the entire audience. And then Tom's just like, what the heck? Come on, guys, just be thankful, And you want to say what else happens? What happened after that?
Oh my God. And then what else happened? So then literally Ron Paul comes up on the screen and he's saying something. Everyone's like booing. And I hear I was in the middle right row. Like this was around 7 p.m. And then it was the middle right row that I was in. And everyone just sat down and was complaining. And then all the lights start flickering. There's lasers coming out of the middle of nowhere and some music. Then I see the "It's Happening" gif come up on the screen.
The best part.
I was dying and I was like, yo, we trolled them. And then I had my former chapter president, Gabe. Some of you guys might know Gabe, but Gabe was staring at me. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you people? And then we see Ron Paul coming on stage in the dark. And then he was just there and everyone starts screaming and chanting his name.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. It was so awesome.
It was amazing. I have the video of it, so
yeah, there were a ton of videos floating around on Twitter that I saw. I like forgot to take a lot of videos and pictures during that whole event. I think I was just trying to take it all in rather than document it all. I guess I kind of regret that a little bit. But
yeah.
Were there any other like speakers that you liked? Is there any other speakers that you kind of wish were there maybe?
Yeah, so Kennedy actually kicked off the first night, our opening night. That was amazing. I love Kennedy. She was really funny. She was imitating Andrew Cuomo and Fauci. She is a brilliant woman and is great. She's like top notch with her imitations.
She's hilarious.
I
She's so
fucking
funny.
love her. And then yeah, Scott Horton was my other favorite speaker. Zuby was probably the best on Saturday morning. Literally, I really wish Rand Paul and Thomas Massey and Justin Amash were there. I felt like that could have been even more better because, like, Justin Amash is basically the reason why I was brought to the Liberty Movement. If he didn't run in 2020 for the election, then I wouldn't have been here. So, yeah, I owe him a lot. And, yeah, I was very lucky to work with him a few months ago. So that was pretty cool. And, yeah, like, it was an amazing event overall. Like, wow, y'all really proved it themselves this year because, like, as Yal says, the revolution is yours now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was certainly like a hell of an event. It exceeded my expectations. I guess one of my other favorite parts was there was a breakout session about criminal justice reform. Hannah Cox was there, along with two other people whose names I'm forgetting. Catherine someone was also there, and they were talking about some really really cool stuff regarding criminal justice reform. Even like prison abolitionism came up,
Damn.
which was based. And then after that, in the same room, Jeff Deist, the current, I believe he's the president of the Mises Institute. Sorry if I got that wrong. One of my personal favorite intellectuals in the liberty movement currently, gave an amazing speech, essentially about why federal politics is a joke. And I thought it was great. Yeah. Did you get to meet anybody like from online that you know of, or that you were looking forward to, that you just know from like Twitter or whatever?
Yeah, I actually ran into a lot of Twitter mutuals. I ran into Rachel. She's one of my close friends. I was actually on the same plane as Rachel, so it was really funny. And I ran into Olivia. Olivia is a huge Liberty influencer. She's great.
Oh, Rondo.
Yeah, Rondo. And then she interviewed me actually about my rally in Rutgers.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, she's awesome. I met so many people. I can't even think. I basically I tried to meet Hannah Cox, but I ran out of time for that. So I ran into Twitter mutuals like Timmy, and then other people as well. Like random people from Twitter every 5 minutes. I couldn't even catch a break because like I love y'all so much, so I had to say hi. Every 5 minutes, someone ran up to me. They're like, "You're Sarah. I follow you on Twitter," and I was like, "Oh my god." It was so bad. I'm like, we really killed it with Twitter recruitment because somehow everyone knew me.
Yeah, my experience wasn't that different. I definitely had some people coming up that recognized me from Twitter too, and got to see some people that I'm a huge fan of on Twitter. Shout out to Clint from Liberty Lockdown, and Nick Ashley, and Magnus Panvidia, and Olivia Rondeau. Y'all are the shit. Love y'all. Huge influence on me.
Oh, and our ironic ANCAP was there. He's like my favorite ANCAP on Twitter.
Yep, love that dude. Also, David Fight. Can't forget David Fight.
Yes, we love David. We love David
Fight.
He was the first person I saw when I walked into the lobby. Like, he recognized me, and I was like, "Oh my god, David!" It was so funny. Who else? Will Fight. I ran to Will Fight.
I also said
I was tabling, and this guy with a big hat comes by, and I'm like, "Who the hell is he?" And then I was like, "Wait a sec." I'm like, "Will, is that you?" He's like, "Yeah, hey Sarah."
He's a tall dude. He's honestly a lot taller.
I didn't even know it was him. He literally was like, "Hey, Sarah." I'm like, "Will, is that you?" I was working. I was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. That's all I saw from Twitter. I saw a whole bunch of people. I saw Autumn. Autumn's one of my good friends. But yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you're forgetting a major part of Revolution. I'm surprised that you're forgetting it.
Because what am I forgetting?
It involves you specifically.
Oh my god, stop it.
What you know what I'm talking about for the viewers?
Yeah.
You know?
Did the viewers know what we're talking about?
No. What? Explain. What did you win?
Okay, I won an award for a Yale Top Recruitment Award for Yale Top Recruitment event, for my rally at Rutgers University. So in case you guys are following along, about 2 months ago, I basically organized a rally with the help of Turning Point USA, YAL, obviously, and New Jersey Stands Up. That's a complete organization now. And we organized a rally against a vaccine mandate at Rutgers. And in total, I got 600 people there. And we had some, thank you. And then we had a bunch of politicians speaking. I gave a speech. It was my first tabling event. And I basically became
your first tabling event?
That was my first tabling event.
Wow.
Yeah, at a rally that I organized. What the fuck? And it was amazing. And basically, I pissed off the bureaucrats. And I basically won that award because I actually didn't sleep for 3 weeks when I organized it. I barely slept. I dealt with the media. The media drives me insane. So I basically worked my ass off to pull out that event because I was just so sick and tired of how basically my rights are being infringed upon by my own university that takes taxpayer dollars out of its own students. Like, why would you mandate the COVID vaccine if you're going to be doing that? Why mandate the vaccine, period? So yeah, I got the award. I wasn't expecting it. Like, my boss called me up to her front desk and she's like, "Sarah, you're winning an award." And I was like, well, for what? I didn't even know. And then they told me, I was like, oh, right. That was
and you got a big shiny trophy, right? Do you have it with you by any chance?
It's downstairs.
All right, well, I won't make you go get that, but you can go to Sarah's Twitter and see it. It's a nice shiny trophy.
Yeah, hopefully. It says Yale Top Recruitment Event. It's like a bird on it. It's so based. But awesome. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting the standing ovation that I received either. Like, wow, I really felt so appreciated, and that was probably the best part of the event.
Yeah, well, Sarah, we all love you, every one of us in Yale, and respect the hell out of you, and congratulations. I think you really did earn that.
Thanks, dude.
Of course. I'm trying to think if I had any other notes, any other takes on Rev. There was one critique that I had that I heard other people talking about, and it's that general attendees had no idea what the hell was going on the whole time.
I agree.
They had no idea who was speaking when, and I know a lot of people missed speakers that they really wanted to see because they didn't have a clear schedule or whatever. And I think, I don't know, maybe that's something that can be improved on next year. But overall, I've heard nothing else but positive.
Yeah, I heard nothing but positive reactions. I mean, yes, people were confused about what time each speaker was speaking. Like, people were asking me, "Is Ron Paul coming? When are these people speaking? When's Zuby speaking?" I'm like, I don't really have a time for you. Just follow along. And so basically, my members were on top of their shit because I made sure they were on top of their shit. So I was like, all right, you guys got to come here at this time. This speaker's going to be speaking around this time. Just be here. And they're like, okay. So my people were fine because I communicated with them. I guess communication is a big key when it comes to these events.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I brought some people from my chapter and my network in Pennsylvania, and I definitely had to keep them posted because they had no going on, unless they heard it from me. But if we don't have any more thoughts to share on Revolution, maybe we can get into today's topic.
Oh my God, what the heck? So today we're going to be talking about YAL versus YAF, because we are seeing a whole bunch of you people screaming at each other on Twitter, and we're just like, what is going on? We have to talk about this. Shout out to Eric Brakey, who's just going off on Twitter right now.
You said it. You said he just woke up and chose violence, and
he literally did. He literally did. His tweets are just going off on YAF right now, and I'm just like, oh my God. And yes, we need to talk about this. So basically, YAF is Young Americans for Freedom. They were around longer than we were. Originally, they were known as the so-called conservative and libertarian organization before YAL came along in 2008.
Did they actually call themselves conservative and libertarian? Did they use the word libertarian?
So it says right here in this article that our friend Jack Hunter actually.
Yeah, shout out to Jack Hunter.
Great guy. I love him. I wish I met him at Rev. Oh my God.
Yeah, me too. I didn't get a chance to.
Oh man. Yeah, he basically stated, today's YAF represents itself as the nation's oldest conservative and libertarian activist group.
So
So
so that was a lie. Because so I guess so the shit storm started. I think originally when I saw, at least I noticed it when the video of Dan Crenshaw, Representative Dan Crenshaw, aka Eye Patch Man, was giving a speech at YAF, and just talking, war propaganda, neocon, just you've heard it a million times before. Um, just advocating for intervention in Afghanistan, and they came under a lot of fire for that, obviously because there is supposed to be a full withdrawal by the 20th anniversary of 9/11 next month on September 11th. So it's a
yeah,
pretty relevant topic, and obviously that pissed off a lot of the more libertarian people that are involved in these activist organizations, and then YAF put out a tweet. Was it yesterday or today? I should pull it up, actually. I'm going to
yes,
pull this tweet up. I should have had it ready, but
that's fine.
I knew uh, I knew YAF wasn't like that crazy or outgoing of an organization. Like I knew they didn't really do as much as YAL, at least on the electoral front, right? So they said, our brave men and women of the armed forces fought in Afghanistan to protect everyday Americans from the horrors of another terror attack like 9/11. Now we are once again in danger from the Taliban because of the reckless actions of the Biden administration.
Where do
All
we
right.
even begin? I just hold on because, like, yes, I mean, no one just literally supports war. We really don't, unless you're a crazy person. But like, honestly, this is just ridiculous. And I'm seeing all this dispute between two organizations that, yes, we see differently on the topic of foreign policy, but overall, we agree on small government, we agree on small businesses, and we agree on a free market capitalism economy. So, what I'm saying is that this dispute, like, yes, it's sometimes necessary, but like, we agree on more than we disagree on. And that's what we need to remember as
Mhm.
leaders in our organization. Like, yes, I know so many good people that are part of YAF. I know so many people that are good people in YAL. But like, we need to understand that, like, yes, we are fighting for two different things, but we shouldn't let petty arguments come in between of what we can accomplish together. And that is like, say that someone has a YAL chapter on campus, they can easily just pull up a YAF chapter on campus, be like, dude, you want to debate foreign policy and
Mhm.
get these signups and start mobilizing young activists.
So YAF has chapters on college campuses.
I have no idea. I think they should. Yeah,
Okay.
I believe they would do.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know anybody in YAF, thankfully. Um, but
I know so many
might
people.
I might have to slightly disagree with you here, Sarah, because
What?
just so I understand. Trust me, me of all people, I'm a fan of forming coalitions. When it comes to important issues, and I'm absolutely down to coalition with YAF when it comes to free markets and when it comes to small government. But I kind of draw the line at war because only really because of the sheer death toll that has come about due to our
That is
presence
true.
over there. I mean, thanks to our presence over there, since late '90s, early 2000s, I believe over 2 million innocent people have died, and that's not just due to like drone strikes. That's due to famine, and drought and disease. Um,
That's true.
and all sorts of just horrible, horrible stuff. Um, I would also say that I think the wars are probably the worst representation of big government. I can't think of a worse government initiative. I can think of a lot of bad ones, a
Yeah,
lot of really
and
bad
the
ones.
problem that I see is that if like YAF is supportive of conservative like ideologies and the conservative like morals and values, they should be supporting small government. And if you are enforcing war, then you are not really believing in small government. You are not allowing government to minimize itself.
Right. And you also
What else
should
is
not have.
paying for war? Yeah, what else is paying for war? Our taxes, right?
Hmm.
That's another key component of small government and fiscal conservatism.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Is not the wars are not fiscally conservative. Okay.
Yeah.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
They are
Um,
incredibly immoral, in my opinion.
yeah, I mean, immoral is an understatement, in my opinion.
Yes.
We are actively we have actively funded terrorists that we have then later turned against, and the idea that we can understand the the complexity of their culture, like the culture that exists in those Middle Eastern countries. I think that's just insane. We have no business being over there, and we need to bring our troops home, in my opinion, as fast as humanly possible.
Oh, I agree 100%. Like, we
And
need to bring our troops home.
and
That's a must.
another reason, uh, uh, I don't like YAF is because they fired Ron Paul, or they kicked Ron Paul out of their executive board in
Exactly.
2011 because of his anti-war stance, and they called him names because of it. And obviously 2011, I was 11, and I wasn't paying attention to politics. I didn't know who Ron Paul was. I didn't know who YAF was. But I think maybe that incident sparked a divide in libertarian and conservative circles. And I'm sure older activists that were around for the Ron Paul campaigns of '08 and 2012 can probably check me on that. But that's what I would guess, because I would have been furious. I would have been furious.
And then, yeah, not only did they purge Ron Paul, but they actually criticized him for his stance on war, for his stance on non-interventionism. And that is like the worst thing you can do to a prominent liberty figure that literally is putting a pro-peace like type of stance on foreign policy. And that's what we really needed, because we have literally, the United States has caused so many casualties overseas, and it's just wrong to just kill people either way. Like, it's wrong to send people out there and morally just let them die like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's wrong,
Yeah.
and we need to take our troops home. And like, I believe it was one part in this. Hold on, I'm looking. Yes, so Ron Paul was part of the advisory board, which is like, and then he was purged from YAF because of his stance. And then today, like Yao, and then we have Yao, who has that has 26,000 activists and over
Oh,
180.
you're citing an article from 2011. I think that that
Um,
number has probably grown, unless that article has been updated
oh
since
yeah, probably
2011. I'm
more.
not
There's
sure.
so much more. I
Yeah.
remember there's a whole bunch of new chapters in New Jersey. But like, what I'm saying is that like, this whole YAF and Yao dispute is insane. Like, I honestly fed into it a little bit because I decided to like bait everybody by making a poll about it. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's up right now. And I basically said, let's end this right now, YAF or Yao. And you already know I'm on the stance of Yao, because Yao supports my morals and my
All day.
principles. Yeah, all day. It is just ridiculous. And then props to Eric Brady for being consistent and just calling them out, like quote tweeting every little thing. Let me just
Doing what
pull
he
up.
should do. Like, this is something worth disagreeing on openly. This is something worth criticizing, in my opinion. And I'm of the opinion that this is worth bullying YAF for. If you support the wars, in my eyes, you are very problematic. And if you are a big, well-known organization, and you are coming out in support of our intervention overseas, I don't think you deserve any respect. I really don't. At this point, it's been 2 decades. The war is old enough to go fight in itself at this point. Yeah, that's not something that I take lightly. I will not bite my tongue when it comes to critiquing somebody for their pro-war neoconservative positions. And I want to say right now, formally, Screw young Americans for freedom. You are not young Americans for freedom. You are, as I tweeted a couple weeks ago, you are young Americans for everything that fucking sucks about America. That's what you are.
I would so like if Rutgers. I go to Rutgers, by the way, guys. So if Rutgers had a YAF chapter or whatever YAF has on campus, I would so debate them on foreign policy, and I believe my kids would win, because my people, the most passionate policy that we all have in common, despite so many disagreements we have within our chapter, is foreign policy. We all agree that sending our troops overseas is bad. We need to bring our troops home. We need to basically stop the genocides in Yemen, in basically for the Uyghurs, for basically the Muslims in Kashmir. We have to literally stop that. And we need to promote peace, because sending people overseas and spending that much money, you are not supportive of small government. You are supportive of big government. You are taking people's money and you're using it as blood money. It's wrong and it's corrupt and it has to stop. And like, where's the sympathy for like 20, what was it? More than 20 years of wars in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Yemen, whatever. Like, when is everyone just gonna stop? When are we putting our foot down, saying no more? We're bringing our troops home.
Well, supposedly our president is putting his foot down in regards to Afghanistan. We'll see. He did just send 3,000 more troops to Afghanistan. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
I doubt it. I doubt he will.
They're just saying that the 3,000 troops that he sent is to help evacuate people from an embassy, and that is reinforced by apparently the UK, and Canada is also doing the same. It's supposedly supposed to be speeding up the withdrawal process, but if you trust what the government says at this point, you're an idiot. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I want to believe that it's happening, but I'm not going to let myself get disappointed and get my
another problem that I'm seeing is that YAF has just been on the ground basically criticizing Ron Paul due to his stance on foreign policy. Like, the YAF's national director did state that Representative Paul was clearly off his meds and must be purged from public office. That's not what you say to a colleague. That's not how you treat a colleague, someone who's representing his own people. Just for his stance on foreign policy. There's nothing wrong with promoting a peaceful intervention, not non-intervention. Oh my god, sorry.
Peaceful.
Oh my god. Oops. But yeah, it's just wrong, and this infighting just has to stop. Like, the way I see it is that, we have our differences in foreign policy, but the problem is that YAF needs to be consistent with their messaging. Because if you are truly a supportive of limited government and the conservative policies that you are supposed to support, you would not be supporting sending our troops overseas. You would not be supporting sending our troops to war. You would be supporting them coming home.
Yeah, and I think it's disgusting how they hold 9/11 over our heads to scare us into supporting their position, their shitty position. Their claim is that 9/11, another 9/11 won't happen as long as we are over there, right? Like, fight them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. That was the classic line.
Oh my god.
Neoconservatives. Now, I don't think any neoconservative, or at least someone who is honest and maybe supports the wars, knows why 9/11 happened. 9/11 happened because of us, because of our intervention, and in part because of Israel too.
Exactly, and we shouldn't have never been in the Middle East to begin with.
Yes, never. Since the Carter administration,
yes,
we've been fucking around over there. And,
fucking around.
You've just been fucking around over there.
God.
But so if anything, pulling out of Afghanistan at the very least, but preferably the entire Middle East, preferably the entire world, makes us safer, because you're creating less terrorists. Because the longer you're over there, the longer you are letting innocent people die, whether it's by the hand of a soldier, a drone, or if it's starvation. What you're doing is radicalizing people over there, and you are creating more terrorists, and you are justifying the notion that the United States military is in fact the real terrorists because how I mean, can you blame them for thinking that? We literally bombed the shit out of their children.
Exactly. And take a look at how 9/11 actually started. 9/11 started because we were over there in the Middle East, correct? We were bombing their people. We basically terrorized the people. And then this group, Al Qaeda, decides to come up and try to bomb us and threaten our national security. That's the reason why we have TSA. And TSA is another terrible government system that actually has groped me twice. I'm not lying. Abolish the
Jesus.
fucking TSA. Yeah,
Disgusting.
I know.
Disgusting.
I know. They didn't do anything to me this time when I head over to Florida. They were actually very nice, which was very weird. It was a Newark airport, so it was terrible. But what I'm saying is that we need to question how the hell we actually came across basically what am I saying? Oh my god. We need to question how 9/11 actually happened. That's because our involvement in the Middle East. We shouldn't have never been there. We could have avoided 9/11 if we were smart enough and said, okay, we're staying out because we are not going to invade those countries. We're
Mhm.
staying out because we do not want to bomb innocent children or mothers.
Mhm. Mhm.
And yeah, like it's just extremely wrong for Jordan Marks, the director, to say it's a sad day in American history when one-time conservative / libertarian stalwart has been more out of touch with America's needs for national security than our current socialist presidential regime.
Socialist presidential regime.
Socialist? What?
I mean, if you mean socialism as in like big government, yeah, but I think fascism more accurately describes our current government system.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Personally, um, anyways, also I wanted to add the TSA was also nicer to me than usual on my way back from Florida. They didn't make me take my shoes off this time.
Wow,
Yeah,
interesting. They made me take off my shoes.
what?
I was wearing
Lame.
sandals and they still made me take them off. I was like, what?
Nah, man, I was wearing my Vans and they didn't even say anything.
Usually, because I am a brown woman, they basically pull me into a room sometimes and they basically do an investigation there. It happened, and that has happened when I was going to Disney World 3 years ago. It didn't happen to me again this
They're
time.
still
So,
profiling people based on their skin color. That's
yeah, they
insane.
profiled me twice. I've been groped by two TSA officers once. It wasn't like a fun experience, so that's why I'm pro abolishing the TSA because the TSA
Oh
is
yeah.
extremely useless.
Uh, I don't know why I hadn't thought of this before. I saw another shout out to Eric Brakey real quick. He just has so many fire tweets, but he
He
tweeted
is
the
just
other day.
on a roll today. It like at first I was a little bit worried. I'm like, Breaky, let's calm down. We had a good convention. We don't want to make any more enemies. But now I'm just like, okay, go off, King.
Yeah, but he
It's
tweeted the other
funny.
day like it's always okay to film the TSA, and I'm just like, how? Why did I think of
I
that?
should have filmed them back 3 years ago when they did that to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna start filming the TSA every time I go through them
God.
now.
Yes, screw them.
I don't know what they're gonna do when they have to take my phone to run it under the thing, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. If there's anything I like doing, Sarah, it's filming government officials.
Oh, me too. Oh, speaking of filming, you filmed when basically, what college was it? Your college when they tried to arrest you on campus for so-called trespassing? Can you explain that for us?
So my one of my dues paying members, his name is Tommy Guerreri. Shout out to him. I love him. He's one of my best friends.
Shout out to Tommy.
Me and him went to York College's campus, and our goal was to start a new chapter at York College for Yao. And I actually got a ton of signups that day. And I talked to a couple people, like a handful of people that actually seemed like they would be pretty into it. And so, 2-3 hours into it, Tommy and I had split up. He was on a completely different part of the campus. And so I was sitting outside at a table with two other students while they were eating their lunch, asking them if they were interested in signing up. And as I'm sitting there talking to these students, a police officer walks up to me. I believe it was campus police.
Oh shoot.
And then he goes, what did he say? He said, "Can I see?" No, he said, "Are you a student here?" And I said, "I don't think I have to answer that question." And then he said, "No, this is a private campus. We have certain COVID rules right now. um, that state that only students can be on this campus right now unless authorized by the school administration. So he got me there. I started recording. I gave him my ID. I asked him for his name and badge number, like you're always supposed to do. And I want to add in here real quick: always record the police. Always ask for their name and badge number.
He's right, because I forgot to do that at my rally, and it was a big mistake. I got it on picture though.
What do
But
they do
yeah.
at your rally?
Oh God, they literally what's it called? So we were so-called violating policy on Rutgers campus, using sound tech, which was like the big speakers, like the big speaking like microphones and stuff, all that. And basically a campus bureaucrat approached me and he's like, "Are you Sarah Razi?" And I'm like, "Yes, who are you?" And he said, "I'm from Student Affairs. You are violating our policy." And I'm like, "Excuse me, sir, what policy am I violating today?" And he said, "You're using speaking, you're using sound technicians, you're using this and that, and it violates Rutgers policy." And I'm like, "But according
What
to the
policy?
Rutgers,"
That's not a
yeah,
policy.
yeah, I asked what policy, and then he couldn't even answer the question. He was like, "You're just violating policy." And I said, "Okay, what will happen if I continue to violate this policy?" And he didn't even answer my question. He said, "Your chapter will face serious consequences." And I'm like, "What consequences will we face?" And he did not specify. He just said, "You need to shut down the rally." And I was like, "Sir, with all due respect, I didn't sign any paperwork to hold my chapter accountable for this." And then when I said that, 4 cops cornered me. 2 were right here, 2 were right here, and then one had his hand on the holster, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get fucking shot today." I heard the picture. I promise this is real. And I was freaking out because my boss at the time didn't remind me to record anything. Like, I didn't learn that I had to record anything. I was like, "Oh my God, I should have recorded this." And then, yeah, I basically had a standoff with 4 police officers and a campus bureaucrat who was holding his hand out like this and telling me, "You're wrong. You need to shut down this rally." And I was like, and then I repeated myself. I'm like, "With all due respect, you can't hold me accountable for this. So have a nice day." And I gave a police officer my card and I walked away. And
That's
then
why I love you, Sarah.
oh my God, thank you. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then what else happened? Then I walked up to the attorney and there was an attorney there and I told them what happened. They went to go talk to the cops and the cops backed off.
Okay.
So yeah, they tried to shut down our rally too. So
Wow.
it happens.
Yeah. Well, now you know to record them. But as I was saying, so I'm recording. I asked him for his badge number. I asked him for his name. And you know, things were going well at this point. We were being cordial with each other, and you can see this on the video. You can get a vibe for the vibe that we had. And so you can also hear me in the video excuse myself from the table that I was sitting at with students and apologize for bringing the cops over to them. Now, after doing this, I stood up to distance myself a little bit from the students because they were eating their lunch, and I had brought pigs over to them. And you know, I didn't want to disturb their lunch. So I stood up and started distancing myself. And I guess I didn't see that the one officer's partner was there behind me.
Oh, he's that guy.
I think he probably saw me standing up and he took it as a threat, or I don't know. Maybe he's just you know, he's got a power complex like a lot of cops do. Nice shades, by the way.
Thanks.
And then proceeds to just, without any warning or reason, just put me in handcuffs, and I dropped all my stuff, and then they put me in the back of a cop car for 20 minutes and slapped me with a $400 fine and something that said that I was never allowed to return to that campus again.
You got banned from the campus?
Got banned from the campus. Also got a charge of defiant trespassing. Defiant trespassing.
You're a fucking hero, dude.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. But I gotta say, I really don't think there was much heroic about that. It's not like I got a chapter started there or anything yet.
Yeah.
But I still am in touch with somebody who might want to help me out with that chapter. Anyways, that's what happened. You can find the video on my Twitter. It's also the Daily Wire wrote an article about it. Just
That
type
is
it.
famous.
I mean, just go to Google, just type in libertarian activist handcuffed on college campus, and it should come up if you want to see that. But yeah, that's what happened. And I used the word pigs because those cops abused their authority and they
Yeah,
abused their power. Now, I'm not a fan of the occupation of being a police officer in general, but I think there are definitely officers out there that go out of their way to not enforce stupid laws. I know some cops that go out of their way to not arrest people for drug crimes, for example. There are good cops out there in that sense. You are a pig if you abuse your authority, and those cops abused their authority. I just want
I
to clarify.
agree completely. Like they had no reason to arrest you. You weren't doing anything.
Right. I was in the wrong in that I did not see or know that that was a private campus. I was in violation of their rules. That being a
Yeah,
private institution rather than a public one, I kind of understand being kicked off. But putting handcuffs, like, and kept in a cop car, hit with a $400 fine, and being told I can never come back again, I think that's a
that's
bit
gonna be some
excessive.
power.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit excessive. The first officer that I was talking to, uh, if I had not stood up, I would have been out of there in 2 minutes, just
Yeah,
leaving, just with $400 still in my pocket. So yeah, that's what happened to me when I filmed the police. I try to film the police any chance I get. Most of the time, it's a peaceful, nice interaction. A lot of the times, they'll just start filming you too. Um, uh, but yeah, we got a little bit off topic there for a bit, but that's okay. That's
that's
totally okay.
fine.
I like the free form style of podcasting. I know most of the podcasts I listen to uh, are different than ours in that they don't really have a set topic. It's just like, here's the next episode. We're going to talk about anything that comes to our mind.
That's what
So,
I have podcasts are. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
yes. Um, but yeah, just to get back to the Young Americans for Freedom stuff, it really sucks to see. Uh, Apparently, they were once a good organization decline so much in.
Let's see this. Actually, I cannot see anything in this class. I'm just reading the article. So apparently, they were a good organization. I know some very good people that are in the organization. I have no hatred towards them. It's just, yes, we agree. No, we disagree on foreign policy completely. But on some topics, I do agree with these people on, which is not foreign policy. It's like other, like semi-conservative issues. I mean, in case you guys don't know, but I'm a bit of like, I come off as more conservative than libertarian in some aspects, then more libertarian than conservative in some aspects. I'm literally a smackdown conservatarian, and that's no secret. So I do find some things to agree with these people on, but I do not respect the fact that they have gone out of their way to insult Ron Paul, that they have gone out of their way to insult a liberty hero who is the reason why my organization exists today.
Right, and it's probably the more radical anarchist and more progressive person within me, which is where we differentiate, I would say. Are you an anarchist, by the way?
No.
Okay. So
One guy, a former New Jersey state chair, he calls me. He's like, "I'm gonna make you into an anarchist," and I'm like, "Okay, Ben, I would like to see you try."
hey, maybe this podcast will radicalize you. Maybe
I
we'll.
doubt it. If it happens, Ben, if it happens, I will give you $100. Okay.
Oh, are you serious? You wanna? I mean,
It's not gonna happen. I'm so stubborn.
I'll virtually shake your hand right now and make this a deal.
Virtually shakes hand.
All right. So $100. So
Oh shit! What did I agree
gonna,
to?
you don't even know. I'm gonna find the most based anarchist guest that I can find, and we're gonna have him on, and the whole episode is just gonna be indoctrinating you.
Jesus. Indoctrination. Thorns on the side of indoctrinating Rozzy.
That's actually unironically, Thorns in the Side of Indoctrination would be a great episode.
Oh God, that would be so funny. We could just indoctrinate a socialist and then just try to indoctrinate me. It won't work, by the way.
I was just saying that like we could talk about how bad indoctrination is and why it's better for people to just come up with their own ideas on their own.
That's true. But yeah, back to, oh my God, we keep on going off topic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking YAF. See, I don't really have a problem with the people in the organization. I have a problem with the foreign policy and the fact that they are very inconsistent. Because to me, if a real conservative and like a real like libertarian are basically fiscally conservative individuals that believe in small government, you cannot be a supporter of small government if you advocate for wars overseas.
Nope.
You can't. Nope. It's very inconsistent.
Yeah, no, it's very hypocritical.
And my question to the pro-lifers out there that are listening to this, I mean, first of all, I am a pro-lifer. I'm a huge pro-lifer. I hate murdering babies. I hate murdering, like, babies that are not even alive yet, the fetuses. And how can you be okay with murdering children overseas if you are a pro-lifer? Like, they're also innocent people.
Sarah, it's just collateral damage. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, as a pro-lifer, you should be pro-life to the bone and protecting the lives of the innocents. But yeah, that's just my hot take. I could go on for hours about that.
Yeah, as someone who's pro-choice, I can't like make that argument, but I can if I'm talking to someone who's more conservative. I can appeal to them in that way. Like, if you're pro-life, you know, these wars, they don't seem very pro-life to me. 2 million.
They seem more pro, like, just craziness.
Yeah, craziness. That's the word I would use.
I don't even know how to use pro warmongers. I cannot even speak today.
Oh man, this has been one hell of a first podcast episode.
This was good. So we are nearing near an hour. So I guess we could finish off with closing thoughts, unless we want to keep going.
I'm just, you know, if you're in Young Americans for Freedom, leave and join Young Americans for Liberty.
Yeah, join YAL. Guys, this shirt is a YAL shirt that I got for free the other day because I was working on the table. My boss gave it to me. She's like, Sarah, go over and get this shirt. It's called Let the Revolution Begin. And it's very comfy. Join YAL because we are, like, in YAL, you can organize. What I did is that I basically stepped up the entire, like, state chair. I think I stepped up the entire state chair expectations because now I have a bunch of state chairs who are like, wow, I want to organize a rally. And I've been helping 3 state chairs organize rallies against their universities, against these vaccine mandates, against vaccine passports, you name it, mask mandates, everything. And, like, to me, I feel like within this organization, you can accomplish a lot against universities because the entire libertarian philosophy is just completely stranded. And there's so many thoughts and philosophies within the libertarian philosophy that almost anybody can agree with libertarians on.
Mm-hmm. So much appeal in our philosophy. And you know, YAL isn't a libertarian organization, you know, either. We're not a conservative organization either.
We're just crackheads.
Yeah, we're a crackhead organization exclusively. You get your own dime bag of crack cocaine once you join.
You get these glasses.
You also get those glasses. If you're a guy, you get a pair of pit vipers.
There's also this wonderful book. I like reading. I've been reading a lot. So, 1984, George Orwell. I recommend y'all to read this. I have another book over there by Ayn Rand. But yeah.
Oh, wait, I got a book over here that I've been reading. Now I have to grab it. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's like on the floor. My room is so messy.
Yes, and the reason why I'm showing you guys this book is that it is the clear reflection of what we are going through today with all this vaccine passports, vaccine mandates, everything that we are seeing today. It's a restriction upon human rights. It goes against human rights. You're not allowing people to make their own personal decisions. And that's why I recommend this book, because when you read it, you're going to go like, wow, holy shit. Yeah. He really predicted it.
Orwell was a very prophetic writer.
Yes, he was.
Prophetic, that's the right word, right?
I guess.
Kind of predicted the future a little bit. Um, um, I also want to say, if you are someone who supports the wars, I think try to read some Scott Horton. Try to
Yeah,
familiarize yourself with the other side of the spectrum. Um, I because a lot of people that support the wars are good faith. They're acting in good faith. They genuinely want to protect freedom and liberty. I personally just believe a lot of them have bought into corporate lies. Uh, and there are also a lot of people that are pro war because they profit off of it, and those are the ones that are problematic, as I said earlier, the ones that profit off of war and then advocate for it as if it's a good thing and are dishonest in doing so. Those are the problematic individuals that deserve to be bullied and shat on for the rest of their lives because they're monsters, they're blood-soaked monsters. A
that's
book
very
that
radical.
Yes, it is. It is very radical. I've
I
been
just,
reading
yeah. What have you been reading?
I have been reading this book I got at the store the other day called Police, a Field Guide. And essentially, it's just a whole, like, it's literally a field guide of words that police use and what they mean when they're using those words, what they actually mean. It's basically a really good way to understand what they call it, cop speak, right?
Oh, geez.
So if you are a political activist, you're an anti-authoritarian activist. Odds are you're gonna come across the police eventually. It's best to know the right way to deal with them, um, and I think this book is a good one.
It's very important if you are a liberty-minded activist and even a conservative activist. Anyone who's in the who's in the opposite of authoritarianism.
Or a Black Lives Matter activist.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. If you are an activist, you must know that police will do anything they can to basically just invade your rights. We'll just tell you to obey by what I'm saying. You need to
Yeah,
learn how to deal with police officers because, honestly, you could be running into a situation with Ben, with what Ben was dealing on a private college campus, or a situation that I dealt with at my own rally. You never know when you'll be running into a situation like this when you are on the right side of history.
yeah, and we could also do a whole episode about the police.
Oh gosh, I could go on and off. I mean, I could just go, yeah, I respect law enforcement and stuff. See, this is where we disagree, Ben.
Oh, really? We disagree here? Oh, we definitely have to do
I'm
an
pro
episode about
police.
this.
I'm pro criminal justice reform and pro police reform, but I do also respect police officers. It's weird. I'm a weird person when it comes to all this
Well,
stuff.
that I think that would make a great episode topic.
Yeah, let's freaking do it. I'm not back the blue though. I'm just weird. I don't know how to explain it. But yes, we need a whole episode for that as well.
Yeah, you're just not radicalized enough yet. You'll get there. Don't worry.
I will not. I'm not going to become an anarchist.
um.
Oh God.
So, you can. Excuse me. Oh my. I guess my closing remarks, since we're almost at an hour. My name is Ben Heckman. You can follow me on Twitter at Ben Heckman _. My handle is the Anti Patriot. And join Young Americans for Liberty at YAL.org if you want to get involved in real libertarian, conservative, anti-authoritarian activism. We are getting people elected to state legislatures.
Hell yeah.
We are educating students on the ideals of liberty, and we're doing so more and more every day. Uh, Please get involved. Start a local chapter at a university or a community of your choice. Uh, and End the Damn Wars. Oh, also go follow at End the Damn Wars on Twitter.
Do
Washington,
it.
D.C., September 11th. There's going to be a march in front of wherever we're allowed to march, because I know they kind of have the whole thing fenced off, the Capitol's fenced off or whatever. I don't know what the status of protests is in DC at the moment, but Washington, DC, September 11th, starting at noon. End the Damn Wars is hosting a anti-war protest. Scott Horton will be a speaker there, as well as.
No way. You did
Yeah,
not.
no,
Holy shit. I have to go now. I agree with this man on so much.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get Scott Horton
Oh, you
there.
didn't?
I'm not organizing this
Okay.
protest. I'm not part of End the Damn Wars. I'm just doing hella promotion for it because I really
Hell
want it
yeah.
to be successful. Um, I think that's all I got. Sarah, what about you?
Okay, so once again, my name is Sarah Razi. I'm the New Jersey State Chair at Yale. Yeah, I do a lot for the liberty and conservative movement. I basically appeal to both sides of the spectrum because I'm the person that's smack down in the middle of both somewhat of conservative and then like very libertarian. Yeah, you should join Yale because then you get to be like us organizing and basically forming coalitions between people who do agree with us. And that is the most important thing for liberty to survive in a type of world like this. We are facing huge amounts of government control and we need to end this right now. So, yeah. And also, I'll just announce this right now. So, Rutgers University mandated masks 2 days ago, and regardless of vaccination status. So, I will once again be organizing a rally against my fucking university. Fuck you, Rutgers. On September
Fuck
1st.
Rutgers.
Fuck Rutgers. Yo. So yeah, I will be organizing a rally once again with the help of TPUSA at Rutgers and NJ Stands Up, which is a community that we work with, and also Rutgers Yale. And we will be organizing this rally and we are pushing back against the mask mandate and we are trying to get this overturned. So yes, that's what I'm doing right now, and I'll keep you guys updated on the location and the time. But yes, we are shooting for September 1st. So I will be announcing this on Twitter in a day or two.
Awesome. And what's your Twitter?
Oh, sorry. My Twitter is Liberty Sarah then A.
2 A's at the end, right?
Yeah, because my middle name starts with an A. So yeah.
There you go. I actually didn't know that. What is your middle
Yeah.
name?
It's my dad's first name. It's Enjum. So it's really funny.
Mine is Price. So
Price. Okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Follow us on Twitter at Titso Podcast
Yo.
and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that like button, and we'll be on more platforms eventually. We're still figuring that out.
We'll figure it out.
Thanks for watching our first episode. Boy, was it a shit show, but I'm so excited to keep doing this. This was fun. I don't know about you, Sarah, but I thought this was pretty fun.
This was very fun. I mean, yeah, like a typical podcast. We did this on David Fight's podcast too. Like, we kind of just trailed off. Garrett got a little annoyed. Jenny was just sitting there like, what the fuck? And Ben and I were just enjoying it.
Yeah, I had so much fun on that podcast.
That was fun. I
You
love
got to
podcasts.
get David Fight on here soon.
Yes, we will. I love David. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. We're sorry if we basically went off track, but that's how podcasts are. That's how we are. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this. So yeah, follow us on our podcast like posts and like podcast pages and stuff. And yeah, we'll be sharing that stuff with you soon.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And with that, I am ending the first episode of Thorns in the Side of.
Word.
I have been Ben. Sarah has been Sarah. Peace.